Okay, I'm back, I'm Gerty Bleeding Rude, and I'm back again in the Saturday blooming mood. So here I am. So as you probably all know, I have been, excusez-moi, I've got dog problems, I have been mired in what one might call controversy. Controversy, darlings. Because I dared to create a parody called Sir Beaver Dolt, questioning where his silver button is. Sir Beaver is a YouTuber who claims to have so many thousands, hundreds of thousands of subs, but hasn't got his silver button. Now, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I don't really recall any such person as Sir Beaver actually existing, you see. That is the idea. Now, it really is very, very heartbreaking and very, very depressing for me. I have lost all my friends, or actually, no, scrub that, I haven't. My true friends are still here. But people who I thought were my friends, because I dared to be edgy and push the boundaries of comedy. I dared to ask questions. I dared to say, I find it insulting that certain YouTubers, big massive YouTubers, that are full of themselves, overly inflated, full of themselves, on my screen and everybody's screen 24/7 almost, yeah, not allowed to ask questions. No. Not allowed to feel slightly insulted, belittled, kind of humiliated, marginalised, because hey, the ego's landed. Now, people that do have whatever they are, you know, they get a silver button. 100,000, you automatically get a silver button. If you haven't got a silver button, then you haven't got 100,000 subs. Now, I'm allowed to say that. What isn't allowed to happen is the person who I would say I made a cap and it appeared to fit a particular person who took severe umbrage. He said publicly that he's told people not to unsub for me, then he's left posts that people send me, and I've actually had people contact me and say, well, no, he went out privately and said to his members, go and unsub, and also just dislike her content because she'll lose a sub. That is how it works, you see. So if you don't like somebody's content, just press dislike and YouTube will automatically remove a sub. That's the game he's playing. So I've lost, a fair number of subs. But the thing is, I'm going to be here with no subs. I'll sit here still with no subs. I'll do it more. I've had all sorts of derangers and dementors after me. I've been told that I'm sad because apparently I'm like the cyberstalkers. The cyberstalkers, what, on X for questioning, just for questioning where a particular silver button is, of an imaginary person called Sir Beaver, who decided to grab that cap, stick it on his head and wear it, and then weaponise his fans, his, whatever it is, base, I don't know, I suppose they are fan groupies, whatever, base, to beat me. And I've been pretty well beaten up. Now, after the last year, I am going to overshare, because I never overshare anything, has made me actually medically, physically ill, which I'm not going to talk about, because unlike other people, I'll just keep it to myself. Returning to what I do, my channel is, you can see it in the description, it's a comedy, parody, satire channel. So I will take any situation and satirise it. Now I'm given to believe in America you've got the Saturday Night Live where regularly people are parodied, regularly politicians are parodied, regularly celebrities are parodied. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. We've had similar over here. You've had the likes of like Benny Hill, Mike Yarwood. Mike Yarwood was more impersonations though. You've got Have I Got News For You, which isn't a parody, but they sit there openly every week and publicly, openly mock people by name. They don't put a twist on it and make it into a parody. They actually call the people out and sit there and ridicule them and laugh and have a good laugh. It's hilarious. It's funny. Usually it's politicians or it's public figures. Now, that doesn't mean that any of the people that have been sent over, and if you're listening to this and you've done it, I'm talking personally to you, have got any right to come over here and ruin my vibe and ruin my channel. Yeah? Nobody's gone over there and said anything rude. I didn't want this, whatever it is, but I will not be dictated to. I will parody everybody and anybody. I've parodied Wally, didn't get any vibe. Parodied somebody else, may or may not live in Britain, no problem. But for some reason, if you parody this particular person and get a little bit near the knuckle, you get dumped on. Really, I've been dogpiled. That's what's basically happened. I've been dogpiled by a diktat. It's no good him saying, oh, I tried to help. He's never helped me. It's the other way round. Flip it. I gave him a year of my life backing up essentially people that were going through a really, really hard time, which triggered me because I've just been through it myself. So I jumped in with both feet. The ego has landed, assumed it was all because of him, and for a while I didn't know what was really happening. I as I just said to you, I jumped in with both feet. Now, the guy used to ring me all the time. Often he'd ring me at 6:30 in the morning when I'm up trying to get my kids to school. I always made time for him. Ask him how many times I rang him. Because it would be the grand zero sum. Absolutely never. Okay? So, support? No support. I've done a lot of stuff and then shared information to help him. But you never get any, pat on the back for that. He'll sit there and he'll take the kudos himself. And I've walked away. Riley, I've sort of noticed it and thought, yeah, there you go. Typical bloke. Never going to share any, oh, thanks for that, Gerty, thank you. Never any of that. Now, I know about stuff that's going on behind the scenes that I completely flipped and lost my mind about. Because I've just spent a year defending people against being cyberstalked to actually find out that somebody was cyberstalking somebody. I've just wasted my time. Now, I've also been approached by people that have said, oh, he's out of control now. He's in with the in group now. He's in the in crowd. He's going there now. On taxpayer dime, I might add as well. I'm entitled to say that. That money wasn't taken off a tree. Yeah, it come from the taxpayers, darling. So why his head has got so big, everybody's got to sort of bow down to him, and you mustn't create comedy about him. Why? Nobody's exempt. Where is the silver button? It's just, well, I suppose it's the title of my parody. Where is it? If you've got over 100,000 subs, where's your silver button? But I'm not allowed to ask that. Nobody's allowed to ask that. He's allowed to sit there and insult every YouTuber that's ever been. Every YouTuber that's grappled and scrabbled and crawled and sweated and cried. Yeah, and cried to get just a couple of subs. And yet, Sabiva, the imaginary Sabiva, manages to get 170,000 subs, but no silver button for him. No silver button. If you Google it, you look into it, you find out how that works with the silver button. So I'm entitled to question that. I'm entitled to call out people who it is going the rounds, not publicly. At the moment it's not public, but it will be. That has been, not by me, because it's nothing to do, it's literally not my story, it's just something I've heard, yeah? So somebody that actually does to other people what he's been ringing me, not since December. December, he called out a friend of mine and was really, really rude to her. And she was his super fan. She used to spend every day on X defending him. Because this particular person that thinks he's Sabiva, who wears the cap of Sabiva, let's say, didn't like what she'd said. He ranted at her on a live. Now, it was just before Christmas. She's very elderly. It made her ill and ruined her Christmas. Now, I approached him privately, by email, and said to him, please, or no, it wasn't actually, I think it might have been Instagram, to be absolutely honest, it wasn't. Sorry, it was Instagram. I said, please, can you just send her a one line saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, because it would mean the world to her. And I don't want to think of her being, because she lives alone, I don't want to think of her having her Christmas ruined over there, because she doesn't come from Britain. I don't want to think of her being all on her own and being upset, because she was very, very hurt and upset. She was literally his biggest fan. She idolised him. And she's quite an elderly lady. Yeah, elderly. So I asked him. He just lost his shit with me. So I then, being me, yeah, said a couple of expletives, right, at which he blocked me. He then went behind my back to every other content creator that we sort of share friends, yeah, and said don't have anything to do with Gerty Rude. Block her, drop her, because he'd said so. He does this a lot to content creators. He'll get hold of them and say, right, block that person, don't speak to that person, don't speak to that. I have it all the time. And to be honest, what I've learned, it's no wonder he doesn't get on with certain people. Because they're more alike than different, you know, they really are. And they've dragged so many decent people into their nonsense, yeah, that it's sort of broken me. It's sort of like broken me. It's ruined my channel. All the content creators that were close to me knew I was trying to build up enough sub base so I could monetize, so I could work from home, because I'm not well, and also I could be more present for my grandchild as he gets older. So he's deliberately gone out of his way to make sure. Now I've had somebody who I thought was my friend say to me, oh no, they do it off their own bat. That doesn't happen by that. No, that wasn't coincidence, that wasn't luck, that was by design. And in any way, I've been contacted to say, well, no, the order went out privately to mess your channel. So whilst publicly I might say, saying, oh, don't unsub to Gerty Rude, no, don't unsub to Gerty Rude. So anyway, I am going to still carry on doing Sabiva, because seems like I've hit a rather sore spot. Seems like I've sort of hit something on the head. And nobody is above being questioned. I'm not. I get it all the time. I've had filth aimed at me. I've had the most disgusting comments, even off people I thought were my friends a couple of days ago. For what? If you actually watched that parody I did, yeah, instead of just jumping in because I'm so eager, I want to take an apple to teacher. Oh, I bet he's been inundated. I've already predicted this, with people going, I've told her, I've been over there, I've subbed to her, I've told her what I thought of her as well. So, apple to teacher, please let me have some crumbs from your table. Please, because people like that, they gather, I've got to say it's sheep. And I'd rather not have anybody that subs to him sub to me, thank you. This is a comedy channel, and I don't want to have alliances with anybody. So I actually parodied, as I say, somebody that I thought was my friend that doesn't even live in Britain, not a problem. I even parodied her husband a little bit, not very well, but I did it. Parodied Wally, no problem. All people I thought were my friends. I parodied other people as well. The idea is that if you call them by their name, then you've got to do an impersonation, and I'm not very good at impersonations. So what you do is you take a kernel of truth and you dress it up and make it your own, and do a sort of parody around. If you think Ruby Wax and Dawn French, Tracy Ullman, Jennifer Saunders, they were parodying, do you remember Girls on Top, any of you British people? It's on YouTube. Each of them in that sitcom were parodying a particular person, muddled up, yeah, with what they put into that, and sort of exaggerated their characteristics and their mannerisms and behaviours and that. But each of the women they were playing in that comedy was actually based on women they'd known at university or college, and they just parodied them and changed the characteristics, obviously changed their names, and it was bloody hilarious. It's not mocking anybody to just have a laugh, and it's not mocking people to say, where is your silver button? If Sabiva has got all these, what is it, getting on for 250,000 subs, right? Where's the silver button? But because of that, I've got to be cancelled. I've got to be ruined. I'm going to be pounded into the ground. I'm going to be dogpiled. I've got to wake up to endless, disgusting comments. And the worst comments are the thick ones from really thick people. And also the people that are only coming over to have a pop at me so they can go back and get a little pat on the head, from their master. So anyway, I know where I stand, and from now on I will, because I did think, do you know what, it's more fun on TikTok. It is. I would advise people to download the TikTok app. It is more fun. You can do up to 10 minutes, and they're going to start expanding that. I did a mea culpa the other day, and I bared my soul to people, and I was bullying reckless for it, so I've had to put it into private. I had the most disgusting comments from people that didn't bother listening. They just wanted to be the person that goes, oh, how dare you? Oh, how dare you say that? Yeah, oh, so they can run back and get a bit of kudos. So they can like be with the shiny people and live vicariously through their large, delicious loveliness. I'm not here for that. I'm here to create comedy. And I will create comedy. And now I know exactly the mettle of the person that thinks I'm parodying and mocking him. Right? I'll do it more and more and more. Okay? I'm entitled to parody anybody. A public figure. It's a public figure. There's people on telly that haven't got like 200,000 people that watch them. You know what I mean? So yes, I am allowed to parody, to inquire, to ask questions, to comedically, I don't know, satirise, because it is kind of satirical when you think of it. So many, probably hundreds of thousands of YouTubers across the globe work really, really hard and don't get anywhere. And somebody that just bears his soul 24/7, they're like the bloody test cards on my laptop. In fact, I've blocked them. I don't want to see this person every minute of the day showing me how to boil an egg, walking around this and that, giving me that. Absolutely, some of the opinions he gives out are just from the Victorian era, and to be honest, no, I don't want to align myself with anybody. I'm going to stay in my own lane, and that way, you see, the thing was, I was triggered because I hadn't long lost my own husband. I hadn't been with him to the very end. You know, he actually passed away at home with me and my grandson, you know, holding his hand, and we loved him right up until the last moment. So when I came across this on the 5th of March 24, it triggered the shit out of me. I saw the person involved, and it made me cry, because it was making her really, really upset. So I jumped in and did a perfectly allowable reaction video to Absolute Cabbage. We all know that, and if you don't, well done you, because it's probably best you don't. Got the channel terminated, had to fight to get it back. I've been sort of on a hamster wheel trying to build my channel up so I can monetise it. Other people have said to me, why don't I do a members only, which is quite a good idea. And maybe open a Substack. And I've had also the people, how dare you swear, how dare you swear. You go to a comedy club, you're going to get people swearing. If you don't like comedy, don't click on my channel. I'm not here to be the popular girl. I'm not here to be the mean girl. I'm here to create comedy about what I see about me. So I can come on here and do very bad impersonations of like Donald Trump, or like Sir Keir Starmer. I can do them. I can do Boris Johnson. I can do them. But I can't do any public figures that the Tenor Lady Brigade don't like, because that's what we're dealing with here. And I've also privately been hit up by a lot of people that have told me quite a lot of stuff that I'm not going to get into, because that would make me a hypocrite from what I've just said. But there's a lot of stuff that, had I known a year ago, I wouldn't have got involved at all. I would have probably sent some flowers and some, chin up and I'm with you type of thing privately to the person. But I wouldn't have jumped in the way I have and lost. Not only did I lose, but my grandson as well. We've both lost. We've both suffered. We've both been through hell. And for what? And then I tell her, do a parody, and oh my god, you can't like parody Sabiva, because there's somebody over there in the corner thinks it might be him, even though, yeah, okay, it is based on him, and I'm asking a question about the silver button, but the rest of it is me. All of it's me. It's like the Gabby Cabby, right? Yeah, that started off taking the piss out of him because he was bullying me, right? He was bullying me. I had 4 men dedicated 24/7 to bullying me. What do you expect me to do on my own? I had nobody to defend me, just myself. The only talent I had was to stick on a flat cap, stick in some fake teeth, act like a prat, and try and do two fingers metaphorically and stand up for myself and defend myself by creating a parody. But you've only got to see them to know that that's not the Gabby Cabby. You've only got to see my was making a fuss to know that that's not absolutely cabbage. You know, I've taken a kernel of something and turned them into me. And now, actually, because I'm not sure what happened, but it's all stopped. So I think I used to call him the Gobby something, but I've now called him Mr. Concerned, and it is not, for the record, Andrew, what's his name? Cabby. It's not him. It's me. And that person is actually kind of it's part of the genre, if you know what I mean. You do get that genre. I like Chef Cheryl. Am I taking the piss out of a chef? Am I mocking a chef? Or am I just mocking the genre and having a laugh and parodying that type of genre? Well, that's what I'm doing with Mr. Concerned. I'm parodying the genre. I'm parodying even Waz the Wazzock, parodying the genre. Even with us making a fuss. And, you know, I'm just created a character, made it my own, and I'm parodying that type of mentality, which you do see a lot of in men over 50, don't you? You don't want to do it like that, you want to do it like this. Do you remember that type of thing? Harry Enfield did it. They do it regularly, as I say, on Saturday night in America. They do, you know, stop sending me rude messages. Stop saying I'm doing something I'm not. If you don't like my comedy, don't come on my channel. But you see, unlike this particular YouTuber, this massive, great YouTuber, well, he, apparently massive, great YouTuber, I don't block people. I try and reason and rationalise with people. But some of the people that follow this mug are, I mean, they're probably, do you know what I mean, on the spectrum of senile dementia. Just leave me alone and go away. And please, if you don't like, carry on unsubbing, because even with 0,000 subs, I'll still be here, darlings. I'll still be here. You won't get rid of Gerty Rude quite that easily. So anyway, over and out.